That right there, that was supposed to be a normal question, just another quick back and forth with reporters. But instead, it turned into a moment that's now going viral everywhere. Because within seconds, the conversation completely flipped. This all went down aboard Air Force One, which, if you've ever watched these interactions, is usually where things get a little more loose, a little less scripted. You've got a small group of reporters, tighter space, less formal energy. And in this case, one of those reporters was from the Wall Street Journal. Now, normally, you'd expect a standard answer, maybe a short response, maybe a dodge. But instead, it instantly turned into a confrontation. And here's why this moment is blowing up right now. Because if you follow Donald Trump at all, you already know. His relationship with the media has always been tense. That's not new. But what is interesting here is how fast this escalated. Like, there's no slow build, no attempt to soften it. It goes from zero, straight to rotten newspaper in seconds. And that kind of moment, that's exactly what spreads online. Yeah, that's the clip. That's the one people are replaying over and over. And you can see why. It's not just what he said, it's how he said it. It feels raw. It feels unfiltered. And whether you agree with him or not, it definitely grabs your attention. The first thing to notice is this. He doesn't really answer the question. Instead, he goes straight at the outlet itself, the Wall Street Journal, calling it rotten, saying it's gone to hell. That's not random. That's a move. Because once you discredit the person asking the question, you don't really have to deal with the question anymore. And that's something we've seen before. Then there's that phrase, "You people treat us so badly." That line matters more than it seems, because it creates a divide. It's not just one reporter anymore. Now it's us versus them, the administration versus the media. And that framing, it's powerful, because it pulls the audience into it. Then he says, "I wouldn't tell them, they'd be wasting my time." That's basically shutting the door. It's not just criticism, it's refusal. And again, whether you support that or not, it sends a message. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. He says the outlet is China-oriented and bad for the country. That's a serious accusation, because now we're not just talking about bias, we're talking about influence, about alignment, about whether a media outlet is actually working against national interests. That's a much bigger claim. And this is the part a lot of people miss. The original question was about China, about trade, about what a fair deal would look like. So the conversation starts there, but it doesn't stay there for long. Now, to be fair, he does circle back to it a little. You hear him say, "China's been ripping us off for many years." And that's a consistent message from Donald Trump. He's been saying that for a long time. So in a way, he's sticking to his point. But the delivery? That's what people are reacting to. Then he brings up Richard Nixon, saying opening relations with China was one of the worst decisions. That's a big historical callback, and what it does is frame the issue as something long-term. Like, this didn't just happen overnight. This has been building for decades. So why is this blowing up right now? Honestly, it comes down to a few simple things. It's short, it's emotional, it's confrontational, and it feels real. That combination, that's exactly what the internet runs on. And like always, people are split. Some people are saying, he's right, the media is biased. He's just calling it out directly. Others are saying, he's dodging the question. He's attacking the press instead of answering. And both sides are watching the same clip, just seeing it completely differently. And this is where it gets bigger than just one moment. Because this isn't just about a comment on a plane. It's about the relationship between politicians and the media. One side asks questions, the other decides how to respond. And sometimes, that relationship turns into exactly this. If this feels familiar, it should. Because moments like this have happened before, and they'll probably happen again. Because this kind of confrontation, at this point, it's part of the landscape. So yeah, what started as a simple question turned into a viral moment that people are now arguing about across the internet. And depending on how you see it, it's either a strong pushback against media bias or a clear attempt to avoid accountability. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think? Was this justified, or did it go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, and stick around.